Hey everybody, how's it going? Gonna make a short little video today. I've had quite a few people hit me up wondering if you could do some programming other than the standard j2534 on a Ford, just using a pass-through. On this truck right here, I did replace the SRS control module with some other components, basically the airbag module, control module, and you're gonna get a initial configuration because Fords don't come with the calibration files in the modules, and I'm going to walk you through how to do it. Start off here just to show you the codes. This is my Autel Mini, great tool. I do a lot of diagnostics, programming, and this is my go-to tool. It will do a lot. I do recommend just buy the Mini. I wouldn't buy the one with the j2534 pass-through because it's not a lot of OEs that actually endorse it. You just run into more problems than you want. I use either the thru technologies, or I also have the Pass-Through Pro 2, works great. But yeah, so what we're worried about here is the initial configuration, not complete code, and I'm going to show you how to log into Ford, how to get the as-built data and put it into the SRS control module. Some guys go out and buy the Ford IDS, and to me, it's not worth the money because, with a login, you can do it with just your standard pass-through, and you don't need to buy such a proprietary system. For diagnostics, use the Autel. For programming, just use your pass-through. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the Toughbook here, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I got the laptop up and started. Got my pass-through plugged in. Everything's powered up. First thing you're going to do is you're going to go to motocraftservice.com, which is Ford's website. And I already have the subscription, but basically you're going to select, if you're just doing one, the 72-hour, it's $32.95 for the module programming service. And once you do that, you go back and then you click on My Subscriptions, and it'll show up. And then you're going to see the Ford module programming. Once you get to this page, you're going to hit module build data as built. This is going to give you the information because there is no information in the new module for it to read at a later point. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the VIN number, and then we'll go to the next step. Alright, once you put in the VIN number, you're going to hit next, and this is your module build data. Basically, this is all the calibration information you need to know for programming the different modules on the Ford. You can actually download the file if you have IDS and put it directly in there. You may be able to put it into the FMP, but I don't typically do it this way. So here's all the different modules that are programmable with your pass-through for this particular Ford. What I'm looking for here for myself is a restraint control module. So all this information here is what you're going to need when you actually get to the point to programming the module. What I usually do, I just take a screenshot of it. When I get to the programming point, I'll go ahead and put it in, but for right now I'm going to do that, and then we'll move to the next step. Okay, I got all that noted in to where I need it. So what we're going to do now is you're going to go back to My Subscriptions and then hit the FMP again, and it'll bring you back to the page where you found the module build data. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. About halfway up here, it's going to give you a list of all the different pass-through modules that they actually approve. You can do it with other ones. I have before, but it's always good to have one on their list. If you're not looking to spend a lot of money and you only do Fords, the Mongoose cables are a good option. I already have it downloaded and installed, but right here you're going to download the Ford module programming program, and it's going to run you through the steps and install it. I already have it here because I've done this quite a few times before. Once you have that downloaded, it's going to restart your computer. Then go ahead and open that up. Sometimes it takes a minute here. Okay, sorry about that. I already had it opened up at the bottom because there was a point I was going to touch on with you. The first time you use this program, make sure you actually have your pass-through and the drivers installed on your computer prior to installing the Ford module programming, because the first time you open it, it's going to ask you to select your pass-through, and it won't let you get past that. So hit select on the pass-through, and then the program will stop. You actually have to close it out, and then when you reopen it, it's going to actually open the Ford module programming. I can't show you that step because my drivers have been installed for a while, and then it should come up with this list with a little bit of information. You can read it if you want, and then a warning. And what you're going to do is just start a new session, connect to the internet, hit confirm. Should read the data on the vehicle, select your year, 2013 model year. Check. Confirm that it's the right vehicle that you're actually connected to. Hit yes, and it should take a minute, and move on to the next step. Okay, once it moves to the next step, it's going to ask you for your repair order number. You can just put anything in there, and then you don't even have to put anything, I don't believe. And hit next. Automatically reads the VIN for you. Then what we're going to do here is module programming. As built restraint control module. Hit check. It's going to tell you that it's going to go through the VIN verification process, and I should add that while you're doing this, make sure your key is on. It's going to ask you the VIN, double check it just to be sure. I have my VIN written down on a list over here so I can read it. Yes, that is the correct VIN. Give you a little customer authorization form. We're going to turn the ignition back off. Check. Okay. It's going to tell you that configuration data could not be transferred from the original module. This is why we needed to have the as-built data. It's going to tell you that you need to do manual entry. You're going to hit check. Would you like to obtain backup configuration for this vehicle? Yes. Okay, now here we are at the page to actually program the module. If you were to go back and look as it adds built data, there's going to be a list with these numbers and then the corresponding build data that goes with it. So what we're going to do is punch in the numbers in that row on either what you wrote down or the screenshot from the as built. I believe I still have it down here opened in the bottom, so I'm going to start typing that in, and we're going to move on to the next steps. Okay, so what I've done here is I went back through just to give you an idea. I'm not going to watch or show you how to type in everything, but what I did is I wrote down all that as-built data for the restraint control module, and as you can see for the 7370101, we're going to put in the corresponding build data, which goes in right here. We will put 3146. And then 5446, 6, 5788. Okay, double check it. Alright, and then once we do that, you're just going to hit the check and it should move to the next one. Okay, now we're at 7370102, 7370102. And I'm going to go ahead and type in the rest of this info, and then we'll go from there. Okay, last one on the list. Finished it up. Now we're going to go back down here to the bottom. Hit the check mark. Turn the ignition switch to on. check. And it's going to go ahead and put that as-built data into the module. Turn the ignition switch off. Just follow the instructions. Ignition switch back on. Check. Off. Okay. Module programming is complete. And that's really all there is to it. If you guys have any questions or something that I might have missed, just go ahead and let me know. This can be done with almost any module on a Ford. Like I said, you don't have to buy IDS. You don't have to buy the VCM or the VCM2. Just your regular pass-through that can work on many different makes and models will work. This program is great. The FMP, the only thing that's missing is the diagnostics, but you know, most people have their own scanner they prefer. So like I said, I wouldn't waste my money on the IDS with the VCM2. I just do it this way and never had a problem. Thanks for watching. Actually, there is one more thing I wanted to add. The whole point of this video basically was just a lot of people have emailed me and hit me up wanting to know before they actually purchase the subscription if you can do more than a powertrain or transmission control module. You know, if you could program all the other modules in a Ford, and most of the time you can. I'd say about 99% of the time you can when you get a blank module. So I did want to do that, and then show you I went back in with the Autel, and we did miss a passenger seatbelt pretensioner on this truck, but the calibration files are there, and the truck is now giving me the correct codes that we need to program the occupant classification system, reset it, and then put a new seatbelt. Thanks again for watching the videos. You know, I program a lot of different vehicles. If you have any questions or need help with something, go ahead and just ask me a question. I'll do my best to help you out. Thanks.